The Torah is holy and divine, but it's also relevant and timely. And there's a few beautiful examples in this week's Parsha, Chayei, Sarah. This learning is in the merit of my grandmother Stella, Esther Bat Shaul, may her neshama have an aliyah. This is Parsha Chayei Sarah. Chayei Sarah means the life of Sarah, but it actually begins with the death of Sarah. Sarah is Sarah, the wife of Avraham. She was Sarah Imenu, Sarah our matriarch, who was the wife of Avraham, the first Jew. Sarah passes away after 127 years of life. Avraham immediately finds a burial place for her, and then right after burying Sarah, he says, Yalla, Yitzchak, it's time, Isaac, it's time to find you a wife. That when Sarah passes away, in the face of death, Avraham says, now it's time for more life. That the progeny that God has promised through Yitzchak, through Isaac, his son, it's time for that to happen. And so Avraham sends his manservant Eliezer to find a wife for Yitzchak. And when Eliezer goes on this mission, he does something quite interesting. So he makes sort of a bargain, which is a little unusual, a bargain for a specific outcome. And this is what Eliezer says. Let the maiden to whom I say, please, lower your jar that I may drink, and who replies, drink, and also I will water your camels, let her be the one whom you've decreed for your servant Isaac. What I love about this is that it's not some handsome man saying, anyone who gives me water, I will give you tons of gold. No, this is a manservant going and asking a favor. And if a person is kind enough to do this favor, then they are worthy. And obviously, as we know, Rivka is asked, can I please drink? And she says, of course, drink. And also I will water your camels. And voila, she is the perfect girl for Yitzchak. But again, it's this beautiful thing where she was not doing this for a transactional reason. She was doing it because it was the right thing to do. So not only did she do the right thing to do by being willing to give, to be generous to someone, but she went above and beyond. She didn't just do the bare minimum. She said, I see what you need, and I'm also thinking ahead about others' needs, the needs of the camels around me, and I'm going to offer to give them water as well. That is someone who reads the room. That is someone who thinks about the needs of others and not just themselves. And I think it's a really important message for men and women and everyone, not just women at wells who are looking for husbands. As we know, wells and springs are very symbolic for marriages and couples and progeny and that sort of thing. So we have this example with Rivka and Yitzchak or Rivka being chosen for Yitzchak at the spring. Then later, with our next patriarch, Jacob, seeing Rachel, his true love at the well when he is fleeing from his homeland. Then we have Moshe and Zipporah, Moses at the well with Zipporah. So there's just a lot of symbolism with wells and springs and things. And of course, on a very unrelated note, if anyone knows of any wells or springs in the New York City area, drop a pin, drop a comment. That is information that is of interest to me. Okay, Shabbat Shalom.